Hello and welcome back to the wood shop. I have here a CW5200 chiller which has the same controller as the CW5000. This one, however, came configured for the intelligent mode, and that means that it's going to choose room temperature, add or subtract a temperature difference as its set point. So in this case it's going to be room temperature -2 as the factory default. That's not really ideal for CNC routers, as this one's connected to, or especially laser tubes where you want it running at a fixed temperature no matter what the room temperature is. You don't want that fluctuation. You want to have a constant temperature, which is going to give you a constant power, constant protection. So I'm going to go over how we can reprogram one of these, which is set to intelligent mode, into the fixed mode and get it set up for the temperature you want exactly. Firstly, we're going to start by holding down both the up and the down arrow and turning the unit on. You get a bit of a different startup display here, and it's going to show RE on the screen. After 6 seconds we'll go away and be back at factory defaults. We want to do a reset no matter what, because if someone's been annoying and set a password on your unit, you want it back to factory defaults so you know what the password is, because you do need a password to get into the settings on these. Now that you've got the unit reset, let's go into the settings mode. We do that by pressing the up arrow first, then the set button immediately after for 5 seconds. It's going to show 0. This is the password input. Factory default password is 8, so we can hit set. F0 is what temperature we want it to be set to, but if you want it set lower than 20 degrees, you're first going to have to go down to function 9, and we're going to change that one because it will not go lower than this. This is your lowest temperature allowed. I'm going to drop this all the way down to 3 degrees because we can get pretty low temperatures here in the UK, and I want to have this set all year round. So I'll do that, and I'll hit set. Now we can go up to function 0, we can go set. I can set this down to the 15 degrees that I want. If you are using this on a laser tube, you will want to pay attention to what your dew point is at the time of year you're in. If you're in a very hot country, say you're living in Australia, you've got a very hot dew point, so you want to make sure that that is going to be sufficient. F2 is how much temperature difference we're allowing, so I'm going to say to hold within half a degree, plus or minus half a degree of 15 degrees is where I want this to keep the water temperature. F1 is only for the intelligent mode, so that doesn't matter. So F3 is the one which is going to matter the most to us. This is the way of control, as the Chinese call it. Setting 0 means that we're going for manual mode, which is what we want. F4 is our alarm for temperature. Now I have that set to 15 degrees. If it goes over 25 degrees, I'll get a warning. I'm going to put that down to 7.5, just for fun. Now F5 is our allowable low temperature. I'm going to drop this down to 5. F5 is our allowable low temperature. I'm going to drop this down to 5. So I don't really want this to go far below freezing. So I'm going to drop this down to 5. I don't really want it to get too much colder than that. Now F6 is the alarm for a room temperature. If you're in a country which goes over 45 degrees ambient, or you're in a room which gets over 45 degrees ambient, you will want to change that higher, otherwise you can leave it as it is. F7 is the password, leave it as it is, so you'll always know it's 8. F8 is the highest temperature allowed. I'm going to bring this down to 25. I don't want the water temperature going above 25. This will cause an alarm. And F9, as we already know, is our lowest temperature allowed. Now we need to make sure we hit the RST enter button to save that